is going on, guys? I'm Venom 2 million, and this video is going to be, it's in correlation with the previous video, so if you haven't seen the previous video, then check that out in the description below. It was me giving my thoughts on the Amazing Spider-Man 2 video game trailer. I was talking about what that trailer gave me, what messages that trailer sent to me. So check that out in the description below. And the reason why I'm making this video is because of a comment left on that video. So yeah, first of all, I'm gonna read the comment. The comment is by Kurosaki Ichigo. He says, so the game is the same, yet it has a new story, a new main villain, a new suit, a few new gameplay dynamics, supposed enhanced combat mechanics, and webs that attach to buildings. You're basing this whole video on the graphics, which is the only thing that looks exactly the same. They probably aren't even done yet, though the combat system doesn't look drastically different, but no matter how much you liked or disliked the combat in the first game, the combat wasn't broken. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? But Beenox took it upon themselves to further develop the combat anyway. You're acting like nothing is different, but in reality, there are many changes and improvements that Beenox has made, even if they weren't all displayed in the trailer. You can't say a game is exactly the same as its predecessor based only on graphics, especially if you haven't played it. And I agree with what you said, especially the last part. You can't base your opinion solely on the graphics, especially if you haven't played it. Yeah, that's true. Graphics are not the entire story. That is true. But my problem is that this game is going to be released on the next generation systems. Why is it looking like the game that was on the previous generation system? That's just a problem. Sure, whatever. The biggest problem to me is not just the graphics. The graphics are a big part of it, though. I mean, I have a problem when I play my Amazing Spider-Man 1 video game, right? My mom sees me playing that. And then I say, hey, Mom, look at this. And it's the Amazing Spider-Man 2 trailer. She looks at it and says, don't I already have that game? That's a problem. That's a problem. It looks too similar, and not just the graphics, it's the animations, it's how the game looks in terms of the city. The city looks exactly the same. The only difference is that there's a new main villain, which is hilarious that you put that in there, a new suit, and then a few gameplay dynamics. What does that even mean? You're talking about the menace and the hero and menace thing? Now, in my mind, how I think that they're gonna do it is that the menace and the hero thing is gonna be so you saving people, right? You doing things, you saving people. That's what the menace and that hero thing is gonna be. The more people you save, the more crime you stop, the higher that hero thing goes up, and the more XP you get. If you don't save, if you don't stop crime, then that menace thing goes down, right? And probably at the end, or probably throughout the game, you'll have like different segments to maybe make a choice, like should I beat this person up or should I just web him or something like that. Like especially with the Uncle Ben killer, should I kill him or whatever? Should I web him? You know, and then that'll probably go into stuff like the menace or hero thing. But that's, to me, that's not worth $60, right? What I just said, that may sound like something cool, but it's not like a $60. It doesn't require the price of $60. That sounds like DLC to me. The webs attaching to buildings, right? That's okay. That's cool. And then this menace mode, that's cool. Yeah. And then when you said that they enhanced the combat, like what? I just don't get the feeling that this game is worth $60. The city looks the same. The city, they say, is bigger. I don't know what that means. So I'm not completely thrown off from this game, but I am upset. I'm leery. And the reason why I am upset is because Spider-Man is my favorite superhero, right? And I judge him harshly. I have more of an expectation for him because his games, I love Spider-Man games. I love the character Spider-Man, and you know, I expect the games to be good and up to par. And I don't have a problem when his Amazing Spider-Man 2 game looks just like the first one. And I hope you understand. You may not agree with me. That's all right. But I just hope you understand where I'm coming from, because that's where I'm coming from, because I feel like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 video game, for what we've seen from the trailer, because that's all I can base my opinion off of, is what I've seen it looks like the first game, and I don't like that. But your comment got me thinking. Your comment got me thinking, what would the ideal Spider-Man game be? If I could create a Spider-Man game, if I could have a Spider-Man game created, what would it be? How would the game be? And this got me thinking. I was like, oh man. And I got it. I know how. Imagine a Spider-Man game, right? Imagine a Spider. First of all, it's open world, right? Open world, New York City. Not just Manhattan, but Queens. And, you know, imagine that, right? The game would be based around, like, you having to juggle the life of Peter Parker and being Spider-Man. There will be villains in the game, and the villains would, you know, there'd be a main villain, Green Goblin, Venom, whoever, whatever. But I just want to talk about this. So, what's really interesting in terms of my idea is that you get to juggle the life of Peter Parker and Spider-Man. You have goals and missions that you need to do as Peter Parker, and you have missions and stuff to do as Spider-Man. And the problem is that you have a timer. Like, you have a clock, you have a schedule. You need to get things done by certain times, and you have to try to balance the lives of Peter Parker and Spider-Man. That's what the game would intake of. Think of Dead Rising, right? You know, on Dead Rising, you have to look at your watch, and then you have a list of stuff, and then you have to do this mission by this time, or it'll expire. And when the missions expire for your when you're Spider-Man or Peter Parker, it has a result, and all of these results at the end will, you know, they'll go into the ending, like, of the game, right? So, say for instance, I'm Peter Parker, or I'm Spider-Man, right? And I'm fighting crime, and I need to be at the Daily Bugle by a certain time. Say I don't get to the Daily Bugle at that time. That means now that I'm penalized because I don't have enough money, because I'm not making money for me to upgrade my suit, and for me to upgrade my health, and for me to do all of that, right? Now, I have Spider-Man missions that I need to do, and it may be a little bit more difficult because I wasn't able to be Peter Parker and go do the Daily Bugle mission the way I can have money for me to be Spider-Man, right? Vice versa. Say I'm doing that Daily Bugle mission, right? And the mission pops up, like, Rhino is in the city, right? And he's doing a whole bunch of stuff, but I have maybe a date, right? Spider-Man has a date with Mary Jane, Gwen Stacy, somebody. So now I have the choice to quit my Daily Bugle mission, fight Rhino, miss the date with Mary Jane or Gwen Stacy, which could stop some other benefits, right? Think about it like that, like it's a huge web, for lack of better words, a web, right? And there's different things that you do in the game will affect the overall conclusion of the game, right? The overall conclusion of the game. Will you end the game being Peter Parker, like Peter Parker being miserable, being alone, but Spider-Man being this hero and saving the day and everyone, and stopping Venom or Green Goblin or something like that? Or will you end the game Peter Parker happy? He's successful with his job, he has his friends and family all with him, but Spider-Man is hated, or crime is running rampant? Or will there be a balance of Peter Parker having some of his friends and stuff and people that he cares about with the villains and crime down and stuff like that? Or will you be the ultimate Peter Parker with all the friends and all of the family and the best Spider-Man with, like, all of no crime and everything and stuff like that, unlockable suits and everything? Yeah. And the story would basically be like that. It would be the story. Well, that's not the story, that's just like the anchor, right? That's like the thing that drives the game. That's the structure of the game. It's a time-based game in a way, right? You have objectives, and you need to complete these objectives in a certain amount of time, because in the comics, you know, Peter is always juggling him being Spider-Man and being Peter Parker. So that's a good way to do a game. Do that. Take that exactly from the comics. Take out that struggle and put it into the game, right? Put it into the game. That way you have this very tense feeling. It's always tense. You're always trying to hurry and finish stuff, right? Make the game hard. That's the problem. We need to get games hard again, okay? The last generation games were not as hard as they were in the PlayStation 2 era. This game will be hard. Like, it would be a difficult game. For you to be that perfect Peter Parker and that perfect Spider-Man, that would be damn near impossible. It needs to be like that. It needs to be hard. It needs to be a hard game. It needs to be long. It needs to have a great story. That's just what I just said is like the basis. That's just the way the game works, the structures, the how the missions come. You have a time limit. You have to juggle being Peter Parker with being Spider-Man, right? And you want to be accepted by everyone, and yet you have so much to lose. It's like a weight, right? You either Spider-Man all the time and then Peter Parker suffers, or Peter Parker and then Spider-Man suffers, and then the missions will be varied. So with the Peter Parker missions, it wouldn't be it would be like stuff that's interesting, stuff that's not boring, right? And that would take some creative stuff. Like I said, the Daily Bugle thing, taking pictures and stuff, maybe doing an investigation, trying to figure out something happening, right? The Peter Parker missions will vary much like the Spider-Man missions. There'll be story missions, and the missions will be different, right? They will be different. But the thing with this game is so crazy is that when you fail missions or miss missions, the game does not end unless it is a very important mission. But when you fail missions and when you do not complete missions, or you miss that time that's given for you to get to that mission and complete it, the game continues, and that'll actually go into, you know, the end of the game. This is all going to basically make a different ending, make your game end a certain way. Each thing that you do or don't do in my ideal game will, you know, change the course of the game. It will change the course of the game. And the Peter Parker missions would not be boring. They would not be, oh, go to this place and take pictures. It won't just be that, at least. It may be a mission. So, in my mind, like I said, this is all in my mind. So, like, say the mission is, you have to go to this place, take some pictures, right? But when you go to this place to take some pictures, you see somebody getting mugged or something, right? And then you go in, you try to stop the mugging, and this mugging leads to you finding out about some big deal happening. And then when you find out about some deal happening at some warehouse, then you go to this warehouse to find out, you know, what's going on, try to stop it as Spider-Man, right? This will give you more Spider-Man points or whatever. But then you get a call from Aunt May, hey, Peter, I need you to come home right away, blah, 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 blah. So now you have the choice between, do I go home with Aunt May, or do I go to this deal and try to stop it? And these both will have different consequences. Or maybe if I go to the deal and try to stop it quickly, I can get home in time, you know, or get home late, and that'll have more, you know, consequences. That's the kind of game I'm talking about. Peter Parker missions would not just be, go take this beat. It would all lead to stuff, all lead to different things. Yeah. And not all the Peter Parker missions would be, you know, you becoming Spider-Man or, you know, stuff like, but it would be different things. It would vary up the game. It would vary up the gameplay. It would be different, and it would be interesting, and it wouldn't be boring. It wouldn't be take pictures of this, take pictures of the clouds. Oh, get yelled at by J. Jonah Jameson. No, it wouldn't be that. It wouldn't. And the city would be populated. There'd be a whole bunch of people everywhere, people living their lives, people doing daily things and stuff. And it would be crime, random crime events happening. Some crime events may lead to bigger things. If you do this crime event, may lead to bigger things. When you beat the game's not end. You know, you can continue to do the crime events and stuff. Maybe have collectible items, have different, you know, side quests, maybe missions that unlock after the game is beaten, you know, those extra deals, or, you know, you trying to stop stuff, maybe unlock, you know, like a kind of like more of a story after the game, like when the game's over, it doesn't really end. Like, it would be a huge game. It would be a huge game, a game that's actually worth $60. Stuff like that, like trying to I'm just spitballing things. With Spider-Man, of course, you know, fighting villains, have the story revolving around a big event about to have, like Green Goblin either about to kill Gwen Stacy or something, or Venom trying to, just like, I don't know in terms of story, but in terms of the mechanics, like in terms of how the anchor of the game, that would be awesome to have that juggle of being Peter Parker and Spider-Man. And then the gameplay, you know, think of Spider-Man 2, you know, you web swing, your webs attached to buildings, not to the clouds or the birds. Camera is far back, it's not all up on the back of your neck. That way, you know, you don't see that the spider basketball symbol on the back of his neck. You don't need to see that. Just the fighting would be similar to, it would be similar to Ultimate Spider-Man, in a sense, it would be similar to that. You know, like the Arkham styled fighting is cool, but it's just 2 buttons. And that works for Batman, you know, a person like Batman and stuff like that. Because, you know, he doesn't have powers, he has gadgets and stuff. But for Spider-Man, you know, it can work, right? You can do combinations, maybe to have, like, say you have to press L1 and X and square, and that does something like that. But think of, like, Ultimate Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2-ish, a little bit of Remember Me combat. And I haven't played Remember Me, but from what I understand, you create your own combos or something like that. The fighting style would be kind of complex, like in terms of that, right? If you have a web button, a whole bunch of stuff like that, it'd be kind of cool. Open world, like I said, huge game. It will be a big game, a long game, a complex game, a game that's different, a game that is actually different, a game that is innovative, a game that pushes the bar. That's what we need. We need a game that's innovative, a game that's different. That's what I want. What do you guys want? Let me know what you guys think about that concept that I came up with in my mind, but from Kurosaki Ichigo's his comment, you know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Like I said, the story and stuff, that would be later, but just the basis of the game, how it would work, the structures, the mission structure, you know, it would be basically you trying to balance being Peter Parker with being Spider-Man. And your ultimate goal is being the best Peter Parker and best Spider-Man possible. That's the ultimate goal. But it will be super difficult to get. Super difficult. And everything that you do will ultimately go with the end result of the game. So say for instance, you were to be the ultimate Peter Parker, right? And you're kind of slacking with being Spider-Man. So then maybe the final boss fight will be very difficult because he has all this control over the city or something like that. Or the final boss, say it's Kingpin, right? Say it's Kingpin. Kingpin has a whole bunch of mobsters coming after you and stuff like that. When the final boss fight is really difficult, and have your choices mean something. Have what you do mean something in the game. At the end of the game, throughout the game, have your choices mean something. Maybe if you're being the ultimate Peter Parker, not so good of a Spider-Man, a family member of Peter will die. Maybe Gwen will die. Maybe Mary Jane will die. Maybe Aunt May will die. Maybe stuff like that. You know, have the game, have your choices mean something. Have what you do mean something. Have that ultimate struggle between Peter Parker being Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Make a game about that. That is my ideal Spider-Man game. Somebody asked me, what was my favorite Spider-Man game? They said, don't say Spider-Man 2 though, that's too obvious. My favorite Spider-Man game is Ultimate Spider-Man. Yes, I haven't played Spider-Man 2 in years, so maybe that's why. But I really love Ultimate Spider-Man. Really do. The Venom time on it. If you haven't seen it, check it out. You don't know what Venom time is? Check out The Wolf Among Us Venom time. Episode 3 will be coming up this week. Sometime. The reason why I haven't done episode 3 yet is because I'm waiting for that, you know, that whole YouTube debacle, right? With no Let's Plays or stuff. Even though I don't do Let's Play, I do Venom time. Excuse me, get it right. Get it right, get it tight, get it right, get it right. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate you sticking around this long, listening to my game idea, my concept. I made it up. But yeah, that would be cool, right? Would you like it? Would you play it? I hope you would. If you wouldn't, then whatever. Peace, guys. Love you all. Peace. Share the video around with all your friends. Say, hey, look at this guy. This guy's talking about a really cool video game. This would be sweet. Maybe send it to Beanox. Maybe send it to Activision. Maybe they'll get an idea. Maybe they'll hire me. Hi. Hi, you can hire me. Hi. You want me to write? I can write. I'm a very good writer, in case you didn't know. Love technology. Awesome. Spider-Man's awesome. Peace, guys. Love you all. Peace. What was that? Was that peace? No, it's peace out. Get back to my Kingdom Hearts 3 digging. Where Kingdom Hearts 3 at? Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD Remix, Xbox platform. What's up with that? Petition, sign it. Description. Check out the petition for the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD Remix coming to the Xbox platform. It doesn't make sense. Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming to the Xbox platform. Why not have the first one and the second one also come? Petition down there. Sign it, please. Peace.
Venom 2 million.